men's basketball is back at home this weekend, Thursday and Saturday, inside of Lumberjack Arena to kick off the second half of the CC2A season. My name is Drew Gwerder. I'm joined today by head men's basketball coach Tae Norwood. Tae, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you, Drew. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so first half of the season, you're 9-9 overall, 7-5 in conference, good for third place right now in conference. Give me your thoughts on the first half and what your goals are for the second half of the season.
Well, first half been a battle of ups and downs. We're 9-9. I think we should be somewhere like 13-5 if you ask me. We let a couple of games get away this year, especially early in the first half. And then late, these last 2 out of 3 games, I thought 2 of those games got away from us. We're happy to be in third place, but not nearly where I expected us to be at this point. I thought with the talent that we have in the program, we could have been a little bit further. But it's a learning experience, and we still got a whole 10 games left in the second half of the conference to make right on what we made wrong early.
Right. So you got 2 opponents coming in this weekend. You've already played them, like we said. San Francisco State on Thursday. You beat them earlier in the year, 83-81. Give us your thoughts on, what your approach is this week, what you guys been working on in practice. Is there a change of game plan compared to the first time you played them? Just kind of preview what Thursday might look like.
Well, San Francisco State is a scrappy team that play hard. They do a really good job of getting on the old glass and getting out in transition. They got two different guys that can, take over the game. So it's going to be an uphill battle for us. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a dogfight, just like any other game in the CCA is, especially this late in the season. After the first go-round, we get a little bit more comfortable with our opponent through scouting. So I expect those guys to come in here and, they lay their laurels on playing good defense, pack line defense, and rebounding the basketball. So we're going to have to match that effort and that intensity. They're coming in hot. They just won 4 games in a row. So it'll be a challenge for us to get back to playing Lumberjack basketball, which is getting out in transition and playing solid half-court defense.
Right. And then Saturday, another good opponent. They swept this past weekend, Cal State Monterey Bay. You guys beat them earlier in the year, 89-73. Kind of give us a little preview on that game, what Saturday might look like, and being back at home in front of the fans.
Totally different opponents when it comes to style of play. Monterey's going to sit back in the 2-3 zone. They got Joe Wall down there that can really shoot the basketball, shooting it at a high level. At one point, I think he was leading the NCAA in 3-point field goal percentage. So that'll be a challenge for us to keep him, intact and not allow him to get hot and put together a string of threes that can keep them in the game or give them a lead.
Right.
Like I said, it's the second half of the season, so they've seen us already and we've seen them. So I expect them to make some adjustments. Like we'll make some adjustments from that game and hopefully victorious in both these games this upcoming week.
Highlighting kind of some individual performances this past week. One that stood out to us on the stat sheet was Cam Timmons. He had 2 consistent performances. He had a season-high 14 rebounds against Cal State San Bernardino, averaged 13.5 points and 9.5 rebounds on the week. Also got a double-double. So just kind of talk about, I know you didn't get the results as a team you want, but maybe there were some individual performances that stood out in your mind, and Cam Timmons being one of them.
Cam has done a really good job for us. He's been consistent this year. I think a lot of that has to do with his health. He's healthy for the first time in a year and a half, and he's playing at a high level. Other than the numbers, what really sticks out to me is his leadership and his ability to play being double-teamed. He's done a really good job of getting that ball out when they double him and then still being able to get on the glass and finish around the basket. Even against San Bernardino, he did a really good job when they doubled him. We just didn't make open shots. We got to make sure we knock down those shots because the more shots we knock down from the perimeter, the more opportunities he's going to get from one-on-one help.
Right.
So he's done a good job of, like I said, of rebounding the basketball, of finishing around the rim, and being a really good leader for the program.
Definitely. So going into, we've touched on this past weekend just a little bit, but not the results we wanted, right? 0-2 this past week on the road. Thursday at Cal Poly Pomona, down to the wire, overtime loss. Really kind of a tough way to lose, but you guys did show a lot of fight in the way you came back down 15, 16 points there. And Marlon Ruffin and Ian Kirshner got really hot there at the end of the game. Just kind of touch on their performances maybe this past weekend, and then Saturday you guys did play the #1 team in the conference in San Bernardino. Just kind of recap this past weekend as a team, and maybe if any individual performance stood out in your eyes.
I know one thing. We wish we had that one possession back against Pomona. Marlon and Ian scored the last 15 points in that game for us.
Right.
And put us in position to win the game. We was up one with 18 seconds, and I thought Amari did a really good job on a missed shot by Marlon, shot that he normally makes in the lane, and he offensive rebounded the ball. And I went 100 times in my mind, Chef, called timeout. And I called timeout because when he got that offensive rebound, he power dribbled to take it back up, and they walled him up. And I was worried about us getting a 3-second call and giving up possession. So we called that timeout to set up an OB because we knew that not only did we have possession of the basketball and the jump ball, but the shot clock was our friend. When we drew up a play, and we had no more timeouts, and I think Malik lost track of the count in his head, and we went back and I went old-fashioned, got the stopwatch out from the whistle to when he handed the ball, and it was a 5-second call. It was close, but a violation is a violation, and we'll get better from that. And like I told my guys when it happened, we still got a 1-point lead now. We got to win it on the defensive end, and I thought Brandon Porter did an excellent job guarding the ball out on the perimeter. They drove it down the lane. He walled them up, and they took a shot. The young man made an incredible shot with his offhand, kind of like a toss.
Lefty toss.
Toss up at the basket, and it went in. Credit to them. Credit to them for making the shot. But, our guys were resilient down the stretch, and it's a battle of inches. I tell those guys all the time, the game comes down to a battle of possessions.
Right.
And the team who makes the most of those possessions usually win the game. So we'll see those guys in about 3 weeks here, and we got some payback to get. San Bernardino, first place team in our league, did a really good job of scoring the basketball, and they kind of got us by 20. And a lot of that, I told the team, as we prepared for this upcoming week, that when I go back and I look at the stat sheet, a lot of the things were even on that stat sheet, from threes made to we out free throw them. We beat them in the free throw game. The turnover battle was even.
15-13 there.
We had some great looks, and we just didn't knock them down the whole game. Our backcourt shot 6 of 34, I think, from the field, and it wasn't because of so much what San Bernardino was doing. It was, we missed wide open shots and wide open layups, and you can't win game against good teams if you don't shoot the ball pretty well. So we learned from that, and you go through those stretches. I was disappointed with the way we guarded. We gave up 50 points in the paint. And some of those were offensive rebound putbacks, and some of them was dribble penetration. So that next step in our maturation is, even when we're not shooting the ball well, we still got a chance that we guard. And credit to San Bernardino. And it all wasn't just missed shots. Some of it had to do with their defense. I want to make sure we give them the proper respect that they deserve. But that's a game that we strongly don't believe they're 25 points better than us, and we'll get a chance, at the end of the season, next to last week of the season, when they come to Lumberjack Arena to make do on that. So we get past those. My job is to keep this team up and keep us moving forward. We're still in a great position. We tied for third. So we're one of those 6 teams. We're in that mix of the top 6 teams to make the conference tournament. And we still control our own destiny. We still got a chance to make the NCAA tournament as at large, but we got to get back to being fundamentally sound. And like I always say, it's about Jimmy's and Joe's, and our Joe's got to play well in order for us to win.
Right. So kind of going into this weekend, last question here. Saturday is the damn worth it game against Monterey Bay, where we highlight mental health awareness through the platform of sport. Tell me how important it is for you as a coach, and what it might mean to the guys on the team to be a part of something like this on that night on Saturday.
Well, it's an unbelievable shout out to our athletic administration, for helping to put on this event. And Gracie Kasberg, I believe, is the founder of this here at the university, just touching on the mental health of our student athletes within the sport. It's been a huge notoriety to it because it's real. And years ago, we didn't take into consideration the mental health of the student athlete. We consistently talked about stay tough, stay mentally tough, be mentally prepared. But in these last couple of years, especially with COVID hitting the last couple of years, that mental health aspect has been on the forefront. And I think it's such a wonderful opportunity for us to connect with our student athletes and making sure that they're in great mental space.
Right. Well, looking forward to Thursdays and Saturdays games against San Francisco State and Monterey. Hopefully we get a couple wins and bounce back after this weekend in front of our home crowd. So thanks for coming on, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Appreciate you, Drew. Thank you so much.